we'd barely stand when the battle's lost and won. That will be ere the set of sun, where the place on the heath, there to meet with Macbeth! Fair is foul and foul is fair, hovers through the fog and filthy air.
God save the king!
This is the captain fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend, and say to the king the knowledge of the war as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood. The merciless MacDonald from the western isle of kerns and gallowglasses is supplied, and fortune on his damned quarrel smiling showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak, for brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name. Carved out a passage till he faced the slave, unseamed him from the nave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
Mark, King of Scotland, mark. The Norwegian lords with new supplies of men began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this, our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, as sparrows, eagles, or the hare, the lion, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe. Except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds or memorize another Golgotha, I cannot tell. But I am weak, my gashes cry for help.
Go, get insurgents.
God save the king.
Whence came thou, Lady Thayer?
From Fife, great king, Norway himself with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till that Bellona's bridegroom, brave Macbeth, confronted him, and point against point, rebellious arm against arm, and to include, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness.
Now Norway's king creates composition.
More that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth, hath won.
Where shall been, sister? Killing swine. Sister, where thou? Look what I have. Show me. Show me! A drum. Macbeth doth come. And the merry ports they blow, all the quarters that they know, I will drink him dry as hay, sleep shall neither night nor day. Hang upon his penthouse lid, he shall live a man forbid. Where he 6 night 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, bleak and pine?
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
What are these? So withered and so wild, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth. Live you! For I ought the man in question. You seem to understand me. By each once a finger laying upon her lips.
Speak if you can, what are you?
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Bronze.
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth, that shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are you fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly you show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction, noble having and a royal hope. To me you speak not. You can look into the seeds of time and see which grain will grow and which will not. Speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favours, nor your hate.
Hail. Lesser Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
That shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth.
All hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more! I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? To be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from where you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with most prophetic greeting. Speak! I charge you!
Where are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed!
Were such things here as we to speak about?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor too, went it not so?
To the self-same tune and words. Who's there?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success. He finds thee in a stout Norwegian reigns, nothing to fear to what thyself didst make, strange images of death. He bade me for a greater honour. From him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
He was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to live. For treasons, capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Two truths are told, as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you for your pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
Thou trusted whom I jet and kindle you unto a crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. Did this strange and oftentimes to win us to a harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truth. Win us with honest trifles to betray us in deepest consequence.
Let us towards the king, and when we can entreat an hour to serve, we will speak our hearts freely each to the other.
Very gladly.
Till then enough. Come, friend. Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, the greatest is behind. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and makes my heart beat at my ribs against the use of nature? Function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man. If chance will have me king, chance may crown me without my stir. Come what, come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Execution done on Cawdor.
My lord, I saw him die. Very frankly, he confessed his treasons. implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became me like the leaving him. He died as one that had been studied in his stead, to throw away the dearest thing he owed, as it were a careless trifle.
It's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. It was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust.
Macbeth?
My worthiest cousin. The sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Would thou hadst less deserved, that the proportion both of thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants, which do but what they should, by doing everything safe towards your love and honour.
Welcome here. I have begun to plant thee, and will labour to make thee full of growing.
Banquo.
Noble Banquo, that is no less deserved. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Sons, kinsmen, thanes, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honours shall not invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers. From hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labour which is not used for you. I'll be myself the messenger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor,
The Prince of Cumberland? That is a step on which I must fall down, or else overleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fire. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be when it is done which it fears to see.
They met me in the day of success. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. While I stood wrapped in wonder of it, came messages from the king, who hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these with sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with Hail, King, that shall be. Hail, King, that shall be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou might not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glams thou art, and Cawdor, and shall be what thou art promised. Yet, do I fear thy nature is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou would be great, not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou would highly, that would thou wholly, would not play false, and yet would wrongly win. Thou would have great lambs, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou had it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do, then we should be undone. Hide thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden ground which faith and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tiding?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad!
So please, it is true. Our Thane is coming.
Eat him pending. He brings great news. The raven himself is horse that croaks the fatal entrance of downtown on the mighty battlements. You spirits, that devil mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compassionate visitings of nature shake my fair purpose, nor keep peace between the affectionate. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pour me in the smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark, to cry. Great glance, worthy Cawdor, greater than both, by the all hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in an instant.
My dearest love. Duncan comes here tonight.
And what goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sound that morrow sea. Your face, my babe, is as a book, when man may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time, bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent and the rat. That's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our night and days to come give sovereign sway and master love.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear, to alter favor ever is to fear, leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air, nimbly and sweetly, recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
The temple haunting Macbeth does approve that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. Where their most breed and haunt I have observed, the air is delicate.
Our honored hostess.
The love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we thank as love.
All our service in every point twice done, and then done double, were poor against those honors deep and broad, wherewith your majesty clothes our house.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? His great love, sharp as his spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servant ever.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to my host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here, but here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions which being taught return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice doth commend the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against the murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculty so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air shall blow this horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. her to brick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition which overleaps itself and falls on the other. How now, what news?
Why have you left the chamber?
Has he asked for me?
No, you're not. He has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He has honoured me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which should be worn now, not cast aside so soon.
Is the hope drunk? When you dressed yourself, have it slept since? He wakes it now, to look so green and pale, at what it did so freely. From this time such I can't I love.
Peace.
How do I feel it? To be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire. Would thou have that which thou esteem the ornament of life, or with a coward in thine own esteem, letting either not wear upon thy boot like a poor cat in an adage?
Peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you did do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more than man. I have given suck, and know how tender it is to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless guts and touched the brains out, and I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail!
We fail, but screw your courage to the sticking place, and will not fail. When thou promisest me his two chamberlains, will I with wine still convince that when in swinish sleep their natures lie as in a death, what cannot you and I perform the abundant Duncan? What not proved upon his officers? Who shall bear the guilt?
Bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted spirit should compose nothing but males. Would it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleeping too, and used their very daggers that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our abuse flow upon his death?
And settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock time with bare show, for space must hide, or the false heart doth know.
Husband, husbandry in heaven. The candles are all out. A heavy summon lies like lead upon me. Yet I will not sleep. Merciful powers! Restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Who's there?
A friend.
But, sir, not yet addressed. The king's in bed. He hath been in unusual pleasure.
All's well.
I dreamt last night of the three red sisters. To you, they have shown some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business.
At your kind's leisure.
If you shall cleave to my consent when it is, it shall make honour for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it. I shall be consul.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. Back to you.
Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle towards my hand. Come. Let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee still, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. You marshal me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. My eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade is blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing! It is the bloody business which informs thus to my eyes. Now, over the one half-world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, with Tarquin's ravishing stride towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabouts, and take the horror from the present time which now suits with it. While I threat, he lives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it summons thee to heaven or to hell.
that which hath made them drunk, hath made me bold. What hath quenched them, hath given me fire. Hark! Please, it was the owl that shrieked. Yes, about it. The doors are open, and I have tracked the clues that death and nature to contend, whether they live or die.
Who's that?
Alack! I'm afraid they have awaked, and it's not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband.
I have done the deed. Did you not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and a cricket's cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now?
As I descended?
I.
This is a sorry sight.
Foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried murder as they had seen me with these hands.
Two lodged together.
One said, God bless us, and amen the other. Listening their fear, I could not pronounce amen.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought. After these ways sown, it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth doth murder sleep. The innocent sleep. Balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life.
What do you mean?
Still it cried to all the house. Glance hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? My worthy dame, you do unbend your noble strength to think so great city of things. Go, get some water, and wash this filthy weakness from your hands.
I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done, see it again. I dare not.
Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms with it, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are here? They pluck out my eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hands? This, my hand, shall the multitudinous sea incarnadine, making the green one red.
ashamed were a heart so white. I hear knocking at the south entry. We tug into our chamber. The little water clears us of the sea. How easy is it then? One knocking. Be not lost so full in your thoughts.
To know my deed were best not know myself. Wake, Duncan, with thy knocking. I would thou could. Good morning, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy thane?
Not yet.
You did command me to call timely on him. I've almost slipped the hour.
This is the door.
Goes the king hence today?
He does, he did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, your chimneys were blown down. And as they say, lamentings heard in the air. Strange screams of death, prophesying with accents terrible. Dire combustion and confused events, new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamoured the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverish and did shake.
It was a rough night.
Order! Order!
What's the matter?
A sacrilegious murder! I've broken open the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
What is it you say, the life?
Mean you his majesty?
Do not bid me speak! See and then speak yourselves! Awake! Awake! Murder and treason! Malcolm! Awake! Up and see!
Business that such a hideous trumpet calls the sleepers of the house. Speak!
Banquo! Banquo!
Our royal master's murdered.
What? In our house?
Too cruel anywhere.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. From this instant, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace are dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left this folk to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
The royal father is murdered. By whom? Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood. So were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who? Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood. There the murderers, steeped in the colours of their trade. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in his heart courage to make his love known?
Help me, help!
Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence, against undivulged pretense I fight, of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So all, let's meet in the hall together.
Great glance, worthy God.
I have seen hours dreadful and things strange, but this sore night hath trifled for my wings.
Thou clocked is day, and yet dark night strangles the travelling land.
It is unnatural, even like the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon, towering in a pride of place, was by a mousing owl, hawked at and killed.
And Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, beautiful and swift, turned wild in nature, as they would make war with mankind.
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth had slain.
Alas, the day. What good could they pretend?
Malcolm, the king's son, stolen away and fled, which puts upon him suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still.
You'll have it now. King, cordon, glance, all as the weird women promised. Now there thou played most foully for it. Yet it was said, it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. There come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth. And the speeches shine. May they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? Hush no more.
Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast.
Tonight I hold a solemn supper, sir, and I request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me.
Ride you this afternoon.
Aye, my good lord.
We should else have desired your advice in this day's council, but we'll talk tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper.
We hear our bloody cousin is bestowed in England, not confessing his cruel parasite, filling his hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow. Goes your son Flayers with you?
Aye, my lord, the time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and do commend you to their backs. So, farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 this evening. To make society the sweeter welcome, we will keep till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to the dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valour to act in safety. He chids the sisters, when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then prophet-like, they held him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren sceptre in my grip. Then to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I killed. Put rankers in the vessel of my peace, only for them. And my eternal due, given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate into the list and champion me to the utterance. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was so, please your highness.
Well then, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he in the time past which held you so under fortune, which he thought had been our innocent self. This I made known to you, how you were born in hand, how crossed the instruments that might to half a soul and to a notion crazed say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospel to pray for this good man and for his issue?
Beyond my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue ye go for men. As spaniels, mongrels, curs are called, all by the name of dog. But if you have a station in the file, not in the worst rank of manhood, say, and I will put that bloody business in your bosom, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wear our life but sickly in his health, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, and the vile blows of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True,
so is he mine, and in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my life. And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not, for certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall.
We shall, my Lord, profound as you commanded us, know our lives.
Your spirits shine through you. It must be done tonight, and something from the palace, and with him, Flayance, his son, must embrace the fate of that dark hour.
We are resolved.
It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Father, my Lord, why did you belong? Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself again, while our poor malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint, both the worlds suffer, before we'll eat our meal in fear, or sleep in the affliction of those terrible dreams which shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we to gain our peace have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fever, he sleeps well. Nothing can touch him further.
My royal lord, sleek over your white boots. Be bright and joyful among your guests tonight.
Oh, so shall I love, and so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence with eye and tongue, making our faces visage to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this!
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind! Dear wife, you know that Banquo and his players live.
And their nature's scope is not eternal.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. Then be thou joyful. Before the bat hath flown his flight to pale Hecate's summons, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Jock, till thou applaud the deed. You marvel at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So, go. Go. Scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their praise do rouse. I hear horses.
He doesn't like that.
Then it is he. His horses go about. So he does usually. So all men do from hence to the palace gate, make it their walk. A light.
It will be rain.
Let it come down!
No treachery! Fly, you please! Fly! 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 Look me! Revenge! Oh, see.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. And first and last, a hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends. For my heart speaks, they are welcome.
Be large in mirth, and soon we'll drink and measure the table round. There's blood on thy face.
Spankles them.
'Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats, yet he's good that did the like for flames.
Those royal sir, plans escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect. But Banquo's safe.
I, my lord.
There the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath a nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present.
My royal lord, you do not keep the cheer.
Sweet remembrance. Here had we now our country's honour roofed, with the graced person of our Banquo present, whom may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord.
Ah!
What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
You cannot say I did it! Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Rise, his highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and has been from his youth. I pray you keep sit. The fit is momentary, but methought you will again be well. Are you a man?
A bold one that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Staff, this is the threatening painting of your fear. This is the hand-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Why do you make such faces?
Behold! See there! Look! Why, what care I if thou cannot? Speak to!
Why that man in folly?
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie. Shame.
Blood hath been shed here now, in the old time, and since too. Murders have been performed, too terrible for the year. The time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die and there an end. But now This is more strange than such a murder is.
My royal lord, your noble friends lack you.
Do not muse at me, my most dear friend. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all, to the general joy of the whole table,
God save the king.
and to our dear friend Banquo. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all. Avaunt! Quit my sight! Let the earth hide thee! Thy blood is cold, thy bones are marrowless!
Think of this with fears, but as a thing of custom, it is no other. Only spoils the pleasure of the time.
Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves will never tremble. Or be alive again! Dare me to the desert with thy sword! Hence, horrible shadow! Unreal mockery, hence! Why so, being gone? I am a man again. Pray you sit still.
You have displaced them and broke a good meeting with most admired disorder.
Can such things be? You make me strange, when now I think you can behold such sights.
What sights?
I pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once good night. Stand not upon the end of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
Kind good night all.
It will have blood. They say blood will have blood. Stones have been known to speak, and trees to move, and rocks brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at us with morning. Which is which?
How say you that Macbeth denies his presence at our great bidding?
Did you send me, sir?
I hear it by the way. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow to the weird sisters, more shall they speak. For now I am bent to know by the worst means the worst. For my own good all causes shall give way! I am in blood, stepped in so far, yet should I wade no more, returning were as tedious as go.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. My hardened self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed. I conjure you, by that which you profess, however you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though castles topple on their heads, though the waves confound and swallow navigation up, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature tumble altogether, even to destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you! What is it you do?
The name.
Ah! Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows I thought, hear speech, but say it not.
Macbeth! 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 Beware Macduff! Beware the Thane of Fife! Dismiss me! Enough!
For one
He
word.
would not be commended. Here's another more potent than the first.
Macbeth, 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 laugh to scorn the power of men. For none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet, I'll make assurance double sure and take up under fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted feared lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this?
Listen, but speak not to it. Macbeth shall never vanquished be, until great Birnam Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be! Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix his earthbound root. Sweet Boatman's good. Rebellion's head rise never till the wood of Burnham rise. And our high-placed Macbeth shall pay his breath and keep the lease of nature. But my heart yearns to know one thing more. Tell me, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied! Deny me this and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know!
Show his eyes and clear his heart. How my shadows so depart. Show his eyes and grieve his heart. How my shadows so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown I see in mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow, is like the first, the third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? What? Will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? At 7, I'll see no more. And in the peace who shows me many more horrible sight. Now I see it is true, for the blood-bolted Banquo smiles at me and points at them for his. What is this so? Where are they? Gone. Let this pernicious hour stand ever accursed in the calendar. Come in without there.
What is your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned who knows the trusting.
My lord Macbeth has fled to England.
To England?
Aye, my lord.
Time. Thou anticipate my dread exploits. From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand, and even now, to crown my thoughts with acts be it thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. But no more sights.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfall and birthday. Each new morning, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face.
What you have spoke, it may be so. This tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He has not taught you yet, but something you may deserve of him through me, to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell.
I have lost my hopes.
Perhaps even there where I did find my doubts, why left you wife and child without leave taking? I pray you, that not my jealousies be your dishonours, but my own safeties, You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country. Great tyranny, lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not check thee. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkst for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp.
Be not offended. I speak not as in absolute fear of you. I think our country weeps. It bleeds. And each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think there would be hands uplifted in my right. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, I'll wear it on my sword. Then my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, suffer more than ever by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself I mean. Black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow being compared with my confineless harm.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, smacking of every sin that has a name. But were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and this other's house, and my more having would make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, abroad the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Scotland.
Such a one be fit to govern. Speak! I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. O nation miserable, the truest issue of thy throne stands accursed, and does blaspheme his breed. Thy royal father was a most sainted king. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeat upon thyself have banished me from Scotland.
Macduff! This noble passion has wiped the black scruples from my soul, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth has sought to win me into his power, but God above deal between thee and me. And what I am truly is thine and my poor country's to command. Whether indeed before thy approach 10,000 warlike men already at a point are setting forth. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome news at once. It is hard to reconcile. See who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
My cousin.
Welcome here. Stand Scotland over here.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to notice. It cannot be called a mother, but a grave. And nothing, but who knows nothing, is once seemed to smile. The sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made, not marked, while violent sorrow seems a mother ecstasy.
Oh, relation too nice, yet too true.
There's my wife,
Why, well,
and all my children.
well too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace.
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them. When I came here, I saw the tyrant's power. Now is the time of hell. You're eyeing Scotland with great soldiers.
Be it their comfort, we are coming. Gracious England has lent us 10,000 men.
Would I could return this comfort with a like. There are words that would be howled out in the desert ere a hearing should not catch them.
What concern they?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
Could be mine. Keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Your castle is surprised. Wife and babes, savagely slaughtered.
My children too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from there. My wife killed too!
I have said!
He has no children. Oh, my pretty ones. Do you say all? Well, kind. Oh! Heaven look up and would not take their part. Oh, sinful Macbeth. They were all struck for thee. Heaven rest them now.
Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, gentle heaven, front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him, and if he escape, heaven forgive him too.
Come. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking. And the powers above put on their instruments.
Why? And it is time to do it. Hell is murky. Fine, my lord, fine! A soldier in the feud! What we fears who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him? The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? Why will these hands never be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more of that. You are always this starting. Here's the smell of the black steel. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Wash your hands. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Ben who is buried. He cannot come out of his grave. Too bad. Too bad. There's knocking at the gate. Come, give me your hand. What's that? Cannot be undone. Too bad.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm. What does the tyrant?
Great Dunsinane he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad. Others, that lesser hate him, do call it valiant fury.
Now does he feel his secret murder sticking on his hands? Those who command move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title and loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief.
Who then shall blame his pested senses to recoil and start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that James will be safe.
We doubted nothing.
Lead our first battle, worthy Macbeth, and we shall take upon us what else remains to do.
Farewell.
What woods are before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down and bow and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host.
It shall be done.
Time approaches. Advance the war.
Macbeth,
Macbeth, Macbeth.
laugh to scorn, the power of man, the man of one born, shall call Macbeth. Macbeth,
Macbeth, Macbeth.
shall never vanquish thee until
Great burning wood to high dance in the hill shall come against him.
I cannot fear till Burnham Forest comes to Dunsinane. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequence have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall ever have power upon thee. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt, nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee, black!
There is 10,000
Geese, villain,
soldiers, so
what soldiers? Death of thy soul, what soldiers?
the English force so please you.
Take your face hence. I am sick at heart when I behold this push will cheer me ever or deceit me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into the sea of the yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age, as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends, I must not look to have, but instead curses, not loud, but deep, mouth honor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor!
it is unneeded yet.
Send out more horses. Hang those that talk of fear.
Macbeth,
Macbeth, Macbeth.
laugh to scorn, the power of man, the man of woman born, shall call Macbeth. Macbeth,
Macbeth.
shall never vanquish thee until
Great burning wood to high dance in the hill shall come against him.
I will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest comes to Dunsinane. The cry is still. They come. Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn. Here let them lie till famine eat them up. Were they not forced with those that should be ours, we might have met them death and beat them backward home. What is that noise?
it is a cry of women.
I have almost forgot the taste of fears. The time has been my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my hair would rouse and stir as life were in it. have supped full with horror. Diamonds, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The Queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in its petty pace from day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow! A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. You come to use your tongue, your story quickly.
As I did stand upon the hill and look towards Burnham, the wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Within this 3 mile, may you see it coming, I say, up the grove.
If you speak false upon the next tree, shall you hang alive till famine cling you? If thy speech be true, I care not if you do for me as much. I begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not, to Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane, and now a forest comes towards Dunsinane. Arm! Arm and out! I begin to be weary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Blow wind, come rank, at least we'll die with harness on our back. They have tied me to the stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like I must fight the course. What's he that was not born a poor man? Such a one am I to fear or none.
What is thy name?
What is thy name? What is thy name?
What is thy name? What is thy name?
What is thy name?
My name's Macbeth. Thou wast born of woman, but swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by one that's of a woman born.
Turn, hellhound, turn!
Of all men else, I have avoided thee, but get thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword!
you lose labour. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
To spare thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Cursed be the tongue that tells me so! For it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these fiends no more believed, that keep the word of promise to our hope, but break it to our ear. I'll not fight with thee!
And yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We will have thee, as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole, and under it, here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet. Though burning forest be come to Dunsinane, and thou being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Lay on Macduff, and damned be him who first cries, oh, enough.
Hail, King, whoso thou art, the time is free. Hail, King of Scotland!
My thanes and kinsmen, we shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. Was more to do was calling home our friends abroad that fled the tyranny of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as it thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. By the grace of grace we will perform in measured time and place, so thanks to all and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.
Enter, sir, the castle.